Okay, lawn fans, are you ready? So if you paid attention to yesterday's video that I did on the 4th of July, you know today is going to be a scalping day. We're going to do some verticutting on the yard today. Then we're going to clean up everything when I'm done. So we'll start with the scalp and the McLean. It's down to about 3/8 of an inch right now. I'm going to be raising it up, my high to cut up to 3/4 to 1 inch just because of the summer heat and the progression of the heat down here. When I'm done with that, I'm bagging it. We'll move over to the Sun Joe, and I'll show you the bottom of the Sun Joe here in a minute to do verticutting. And then I will clean everything up by dropping the Toro recycler down to the bottom level, bagging everything up, cleaning it up. Then I'm going to end the day, once the sun goes down, I'm going to end the day by spraying out a fungicide. Probably just going to be a hose end sprayer that I pick up Spectracide at Home Depot. And that's it. I'll let it sit on the yard overnight, and then I'll start my watering back up tomorrow. Now, here's what the bottom of the Sun Joe looks like. And what that's going to do is basically just clean up the yard, any long runners that I have. It'll clean that up, allow more sunlight to get down into the soil, push the grass up straight, and just give it a cleaner look and more air to filter in through the yard itself. So I'm not going to bore you by doing this, but I will give you some video in the meantime in here that's going to show the process and what I'm doing, and then we'll come back at the very end with some pictures. Y'all stay tuned. Okay, so the scalp is underway. I got the McLean out here. I'm bagging it. I've already picked up one bag and had to dump it. Some of you may be asking, why am I coming through and scalping my yard on July the 5th, a hot time of year? Today we're supposed to be in the mid-90s, heat index probably higher, humidity up big time. That's because the yard has gotten away from me. And what I mean by that is that I was comfortable and I like the yard at 3/8 from May into June. However, once the July heat hit, I was away from the yard for about a week. On vacation, couldn't cut it. The yard got away from me. I can't just come back through and cut my yard how I want to cut it. I have to reset my yard. And so I'm going to reset it by shaving it down. Then I'm gonna, let's say that I'm shaving it down to this level right here. And I want it to grow to this level right here. I don't come in and cut my yard at, let's say this is 1 inch, if I want to keep it at 1 inch. I have to shave it down to a lower level, then I maintain it at this level. So that's what we're doing right now. Okay, so now the scalp is done. I think I had 3 bags I picked up, and it is taken down. So this is my starting point. My starting point. Okay, so what do I do next? I'm gonna clean my machine off. So I'm going to hose off the McLean. It is filthy. I cut it with some dew on the yard this morning, but I want to make sure that's what I do. I don't want to give it a chance for any type of rust to set in on it. So she's going to get a clean up, and then we'll come back and we will be doing the Sun Joe. So stay tuned. Okay, so it's verticutting time, and I'm going to give y'all a little advice before this starts. So you remember when you were a kid and your parents would tell you something and you thought they were too old, they didn't know what they were talking about, that you were always right and they were wrong? Then you got older and you realized, damn, my parents were right with everything they said. Listen to my advice here because I'm right. This thing is electric. The Sun Joe is electric. You have to have an extension cord. You will run over the extension cord if you don't pay attention. This isn't like your garden hose where you can snap it and throw it somewhere. Chances are it'll come back, go up underneath the tines on this thing, spin around and get all caught up, and then you're going to spend 30 minutes unwinding it and splicing the extension cord together and wrapping it up with electrical tape. How do I know that? 2 times. So listen to what I said. Now, this is a very quiet machine. I'm going to turn it on here for you, and I'm going to let you listen to it. Then I'm going to set you up on a tripod, and you're going to see what I'm going to do. Now, this is going to make my yard look ugly. But why am I doing it if it's going to make it look ugly? Because I want to free it up. I want some of the grass, I want to free it up, thin it out, give it room to grow and fill in thicker. But it is pretty thick right now. It needs some room. It needs to be able to breathe better. I want all my nutrients to be able to get down into the ground. And if I've got a thick carpet out here and I apply something, I want to make it easier for that stuff to get down into the ground when I'm watering it in versus sitting on top. So, let's see here. I'm going to push a button in on the side. Can you hear that? It's like a vacuum cleaner. That's it running. Let's see. I'm going to let go of it so you'll hear it turn off. Just like a vacuum cleaner. Let's do it again. Okay, give me a minute. I'm going to show you me doing some work here. Okay guys, here we go. So, remember how we had the tines on the bottom? Press the button in on the side. Start the vacuum cleaner up. Grab the wheel. And start cutting. Now, I don't know if you'll be able to tell on the video here, but that's already started cutting. I turned it off. Okay, so come here with me. Will you come with me? Shall you? This is just one pass right here. I'm going to be doing multiple passes on this today. So I'll go the long ways of the yard and then I'll go across ways, and it's going to dig up all sorts of debris. There is a bag that comes with this Sun Joe, and it is not worth the time to mess with it. It will fill up a few feet into your yard depending on how much that it cuts up, but you'll be constantly dumping it. So just leave it without the bag. Take your lawnmower like I'm going to, my Toro, set it on the lowest setting, my rotary mower, and put your bag on it and pick them up that way. It'll save you a whole lot of time. But I'm fixing to get to it, and I'll be back to you when I am, let's say, halfway done. So you said it was ridiculous to use a Sun Joe on this thing to verticut it. This is just one time down, and then I went to the end and came back up one time. I'm going to be going crossways on this also, but it's pulling stuff up, y'all. And this is not paid for, advertising for, or anything. There's other brands that make this green works, other things. Okay, lawn fans, this is a double verticut that I've done here. Somewhere in here, I'm going to throw some pictures up of what the lawn like before this. So you'll see that the shape that was in versus right now. Now I'll give you a look over here at the area opposite of the driveway that has not been touched yet. I did a verticut on it 2-3 weeks ago. It's coming back in. I'm gonna do another one today on it, but it's just gonna be a single pass on it. And then I'll do this that's never had one done on it, a single cut, and this has never had anything done to it. This has never had fertilizer put on it. It has had hydrotain put on it. It's had humichar put on it. It's had some potassium put on it, but no fertilizer here, okay? This has had verticut done on it, and I chopped it up like you would not believe, and it grew back in nice. I mean, it was chopped up. Then here, today, double pass with the verticut. Now I'm going to clean it up with the Toro, bag it, and then I might do an extra step and go across it with the reel one time just to make it look nice and level and even, because of course the Toro, when I drop her down, doesn't go to the same level as the reel mower. Once it's been done over the putting green now, and then the side area we'll call the fringe. Been done there, and again, I'm not doing anything over here the whole season. So there we go. Let's clean it up. Okay, first cleanup swipe down the middle here. The bag's full. This is just with the rotary Toro. And then we'll go the opposite way, this way, with the reel. So here is after the first cleanup pass with the Toro. Looks good, but not how I wanted to look with the cleanup. So that again was a double pass, and I bet you, I lost track, but I bet you I picked up 7 bags, McLean bags off of that, and I'll show you what the bags look like. If we come over here, my neighbors have a pretty good water runoff right here, so I've been trying to build a little dam on the side. But that was from this morning's cut, and this is what came out of the yard after I ran a vertical cut through it right here. Here with the Verticut. Cut this morning, Verticut. All right, let's do the McLean cleanup. Okay, so warm season grass bands, low cutters, real mowers. This is after making 1, 2, 3 passes going up and down, just 3. This is how much that Verticut stood the grass up and how much more I'm cutting off. Now, here is a look at the lawn. Right here is where I've real mowed. Right here, I ran the rotary going, let's see, that way. Let's see if I can get down here and show you. I'm just a Droid guy, I'm not a GoPro guy, so take a look at that though. It stood the grass up that much. And here we go. Atta girl. There you go, Chris. So, let's finish this thing up. Fans, it is noon, 12 noon here Eastern Coast. So I'm not playing with all these shades and things like that that you guys may see some of the striping videos do. This is straight up what the lawn looks like in the middle of the day. I just finished up the McLean cleanup. So we started with the McLean Scalp. Then we went to the Verticut, Sun Joe Verticut. You can go to Greenworks anywhere. You can get a Verticut, dethatcher from them. Then we did a cleanup with the Toro rotary cutter mower, and then I did a cleanup with the McLean. So these are left over from 4th of July flag that I had. I bet you if I wanted to now, I could do the flag going that way, but it's just not double cut. And that's the hardest way to cut the yard. It's going that way because it's long. Then let's go over here to what I hope to be the putting green. And I did 1 pass on this. We did on the main lawn, we did the 2 passes with the verticutter. On this one we did 1 because we've already done this before. We ripped it up good the last time we did it. Double passes, maybe triple passes on it. It has come back maybe 3 weeks later. And that's it there. Still got some growing in to do here. And let me show you all this thing too. If you have not used these quick connects, you take that, see if I can do this with the phone in my hand, push this back and pop it in place. Well, it pops into place like that. And that saves a whole lot of time from having to put the hose on the thread, put it on ortho sprayer, whatever you may have. But anyways, so that's it. I'm gonna grab myself something to drink here real quick, cool down a bit, and then we'll come back and we'll have some final thoughts. Oh, let me show you the bagger here on the or the basket, the McLean. That Verticut stood that lawn up, y'all. Look at that. I could easily, let's do it. I'm gonna grab a golf ball. I could easily roll a golf ball on this thing right now. It is so smooth. We'll roll one here on the putting green. See how it turns out. Oh, okay. Putting green, rolling slow because it's not down low. Need a greens lawnmower. Green's great. Here in the front yard. Let's roll one here. She's low. Oh man, I can't believe I got some hopping going on there. Maybe the way I rolled it. There we go, that one's better. Look at that. All right, let me get something to drink. We'll be back. Okay, lawn fans, I just thought I was done with my day. But just as I got done cleaning everything up, putting everything up, I realized that I had to go down to my buddy's house and cut his yard again because he's on vacation. So this turned into a long day. I started at 9 o'clock this morning doing all this on my yard, and I just finished, and I think that it said 4 o'clock if I'm not mistaken. So that's a long day. But anyways, I'm done here. I'm a true believer in the Verticut. I'm also a believer in dethatching. I don't know how many of y'all do that multiple times a season. but this is the first time that I verticut my entire yard. As y'all remember in another video, I did my putting green, and I did double verticuts on it. But anyhow, so I'm not going to be rambling on here. It has really brought out the green in my yard, and I could not believe how much that verticutting pulled out some old debris. Also stood the grass up, so when I came through and did the final reel cut on it to just clean everything up, make it look nice and crisp, it was taking grass off still. So that was pretty amazing. Unbelievable how much that it greened my yard up though. Now of course, excuse me, I expect within a day or two a little bit of brown tint may set in, because I did cut off a pretty good layer of the grass and did do like a mini scalp on it. People will do summer scalps because their yard just needs to be refreshed. It needs to have a layer knocked off and a kind of reset and start over, because it had just been cut at a certain level for so long it loses its luster. So that's what I needed. Unfortunately, it happened right around the 4th of July, so I didn't get the green up effect that I wanted. But I guarantee you, this time next week, my yard's going to be popping. It's going to look really good. And again, I'm bringing it up to about 3/4 to an inch in height. And I'll leave it at that for the rest of the summer. We have got a tropical storm coming through here. The remnants of it, a lot of rain coming in the next 3 days. So I won't have to do any watering. The yard's going to get a lot of rain that's going to grow. So as far as it growing up to the 3/4 to an inch, I'm not going to have to worry about that at all. What else here? I can't think of anything else to throw in on this. If you guys have any comments, questions, if I've done anything wrong, you think I could do something better, always feel free to pop those comments in. Like I've always told you guys, I am no pro, no expert. I do this so if I screw up, you guys watch my videos, you won't make the same mistakes. But I'm thinking that I may hit a home run here with that Verticut. Sun Joe, you can get those through all sorts of, the Verticut dethatch machine, you can get that through all sorts of different vendors. So this is no commercial for them. Toro mowers, I've got a super recycler, and then my McLean reel mower, 7-blade mower. That's about it. She's watering in right now. July the 5th, she's been through a heavyweight 12-round match right there. I have punched her hard today. So like anybody that's been through a 12-round boxing match, you would want a little water and refreshment, so I'm giving her a drink, letting her relax. I am going to stay off of her for more than a few days, not even get on her. Well, I take that back. I'm going to spray that Spectricide fungus on it because of all the rain coming and humidity. I'm just worried about her sitting out here and getting the fungus. So that's it. That's the yard. That's an update for a while, but I will be updating you guys again. Bermuda Brian out.